To episode number 142 of CoCreative NoCode. Actually, you know what? You guys, you're hearing it first. We have rebranded. It is official. So welcome to Pro No Coders office, and it's plural hours. Pro No Coders office hours, episode number 142. Where if you're a member, you could come on our Zooms and ask us any bubble question that you want, and we will try to answer it. If this is your first time tuning in, maybe live on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, or Twitch, what we do is every day of the week, we have sessions where members can come and ask us questions. And if you'd like to join us for a complimentary session, see if we can get your bubble question answered quickly, you can go ahead and sign up at pronocoders.com. It's free to sign up. And then if you just go into the office hours section of your member portal, click on the time when it's time to start the Zoom, click on the tile, and I'll bring you right into our Zoom for your one complimentary session. We'd love to meet you. We're going to get started this evening. Let's see, Thomas, you were here first. Do you have anything for me this evening?
Yeah, it's actually a general question.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Oh, let me first give me 1 second. I'll
Sure.
pass it on to the next person, just so I'm not holding anybody up.
You know what? We can be patient, Thomas. It's okay.
Sure? Okay.
Yep, I'm sure. I'm afraid if we wait, then I'll come back to you and you'll be like, no, I'm good.
I'm finally getting back to it, so I will have many more problems.
No worries. That's good.
So I will begin sharing. This will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue? I guess I could just like force.
I will stop share. I will. Yeah, you can.
I
gave people the option to do that recently.
What?
Do. Yeah, go ahead and force me to stop sharing. There you go. Oh, listen to that. He likes that power. That's funny.
So it's a general question about just for the repeating group. So I wanted to then. One second. We'll just do this. So you know how like if you open up like Google Docs, like the homepage, you have like you can click on it on a blank page or like a variety of canvases.
Sure.
With different templates. So what I was wondering is if I had a bunch of groups like this and with the template to the side, you know, a different type of business canvas, 3 different types, could I have it filter all in one repeating group where I clicked lean business canvas in one and it went into the filter in the repeating group, and then I clicked another specific one and it went into the same repeating group? Is that possible? I don't know.
Yeah, so it would just be abstracting out, or I don't know if that's the correct term, but it would just be like adding a layer to your database, right? So you would have templates, and then templates would have a type, and then you would have like the one that you're creating would in the database would be from a template, whatever you're going to call that, like the main heading of whatever you're going to call it. Maybe template is the right word. And then if it's going to be a canvas, like a lean canvas, then that template would be of type lean canvas. That would be a field of type lean canvas, and then connect to a lean canvas, right? So you can create template things of types that don't have like that are of type template themselves. Okay, I'm using too many of the same words here, but let's say, do you want me to show you in my database? Okay, I'll force you to stop. No, you didn't let me. You beat me to it.
I was like,
that was mean. Okay, so if I come here and I'm gonna have like, what would you call it that you're trying to do? It would be template, right? Because that's basically what you're creating.
Yeah, it would just be a variety of different different types of business canvases. Yes.
Okay, so you would have
Canvases,
template here, and then this would have a type. Type would probably be an option set, I'm guessing. Oh, wait, I went to the wrong place. So template type OS for option set. And then you'd have lean canvas. What's another kind?
I have them all written down. There's, I guess, SWOT analysis could be one. We'll just do
SWOT, is it? Oh, it's OT, right?
Yeah.
Like that? SWOT
Yeah.
analysis.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
That's fine. So lean canvas and SWOT, that's fine because there's just two types here, right? So I come back here, I have template, and then I have type, and it would be template type OS here.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
so
then
cross-reference.
you could have like template type OS, and then you could have, yeah, you could just like create a field for each type that
So
it
like
is.
for lean business
So maybe you
canvas.
don't even need the type here, because then it could just be whichever field is filled out is what type it is.
So
right?
like the wood field would be like of type lean canvas, and the other one would be like of type SWOT, I imagine.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Got you.
So you
And then
have,
create those actual data types, and then so you can actually have those fields. Got you. Yeah.
yep. Mhm.
And so the option sets wouldn't be necessary at all then. The type.
Probably, I mean, it might make it easier, but it might not be necessary. Right. And so you could say,
in speed.
No, probably not. So the point here though is going to be, so if I come down here to link, no, not that. Lean canvas here, and then SWOT analysis. So you can reference the thing in the database, right? But then that initial repeating group you had would be searching for templates, right? That are, and you would create one template for each of the different types that doesn't have an owner. Do you get why I would have an owner field?
No, not off the top of my head.
So I have an owner field because when it belongs to someone, it's going to be owned. And if it's just my template that I want to show in that repeating group, it won't have an owner. So it allows me to find the templates of the templates. That makes any sense. So here, so like
my silence.
When I, you know how we have it so that when you create a new one, it copies lists of things to create everything, right? Mm-hmm. And all of those things, we gave those things an owner field.
Yes.
Right. And the template that it's copying doesn't have an owner. And that's how we know it's the template that we want to copy, as opposed to someone's actual thing.
Okay. I'm kind of drifting away. I can go back to this video and watch it a bunch of times. I'll get it.
Yeah. Well, let's just do it. So I'm going to have here meta templates. That's what I should call it.
Can't believe they did that. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to have a repeating group. And I want probably horizontal scrolling and make 2 columns here. And I'm going to search for templates. Do a search for all templates where the owner is empty, right? So this is the image that you decide to use, because we'll put an image field there. That's the image that they're going to click on, right? So that they know that it's, whether they're doing a lean canvas versus doing a SWOT analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just add that in here so it makes sense. So now all I have to do from here is then put a workflow on this. And so when they click on that image, that's what's going to create that template. So now I just need to populate the database with my meta templates. So here, entry. So it doesn't have a lean canvas. Lean canvas. Lean canvas doesn't have anything. Let's create an empty one. Go back to the template. Bubble has been doing really terrible at populating data in the database lately.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody else has been annoyed by that.
Yeah, and when you go into workflows and you click on an action to see the editor, it just doesn't come up the past couple of days.
That's annoying. So
You having that too?
yeah.
And these aren't even ones with long workflows. These are pages that are like test pages.
Yeah.
So I just have to log out and log back. It's not a big deal. But we don't like it.
No, it's, I mean, it is kind of a big deal because it takes forever to load the freaking page.
Now that's a big deal.
Page speed has been a little slower for me. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi.
No, it's not. In my experience, it's not. So here.
So
I didn't make the SWOT analysis one.
You're just creating the things so they show up in the repeating group.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm going here, and for the template, I'm going to do a hang on just a second. And this will be SWOT analysis here. Okay, so now I have two templates.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to shut it down.
That's okay. All right, so I have two templates. One is a lean canvas type, and one is
SWOT. Yeah, it's
SWOT
just
analysis.
Yeah. So
there we go.
So you are using the option sets here, huh?
Yeah, because I think it's just easier so it's also easier if you wanted to format the repeating group differently instead of using an image for it. So like I'm just gonna grab, just because it's easy here, I'm gonna grab images, Google, I'll do lean canvas, save image. And then SWOT. Now I can come in here and grab I think this one is the SWOT, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now if I go to preview, hopefully it'll work. And then I just can put the workflow on the image and so that you can click it and create the new lean canvas or the SWOT analysis.
It would be another backend workflow.
Yeah.
One
Just
for
like
audience specific. Yeah.
Yeah, we've already done the work for the lean canvas one, and then you would just kind of replicate that work for the SWOT analysis. But if you, of course, if you need any help,
No, I think I got that.
bring it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's how you would do that.
Got you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Ben, you're up.
Cool. I will share screen.
Yep. It's your turn to force me to stop sharing.
Awesome. So I am just building out the chat function for the site, and I thought you might know how to use, because I can't quite figure it out, the reverse repeating group thing. So I can put this down the bottom. I know it's probably super simple, but I had a little play and can't really figure it out.
Well, I'm good at the paid one, and Thomas is good at the not paid one. Which plugin are you using?
It is the non-paid one, RG reverse.
Okay.
Wherever it is.
I can share. I'd have to go back and study it, but I can also share it.
Share your screen with how that is. Or repeating group to chat. Is that a bubble one? Can you?
No, they've just put the bubble logo there, but it's not.
Oh, okay. Got it. Reverse. Okay. So did you add the element to the page already?
I did.
Okay.
Does it just go on the whole page or?
Yep. I would just put it on the whole page. It's just easier that way.
Okay.
And you can make it teeny tiny so it doesn't actually show or do anything, but yeah. Repeating group ID.
Do I have to create one?
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to call it, it's fine. I guess you shouldn't use numbers at the beginning of your ID attributes.
Tonya, I found it. Do you want to pop in and kind of like study it with me? You can share your screen. I can too.
Well, let's just see how far we get here, and then we'll study it if we're struggling.
And then add it there, is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And then I don't know what to do about the cell ID stuff. So maybe that's the part that I'm not familiar with. Thomas, can you look and see, did we do anything? Or did you?
Essentially you have to use I'm looking now, you have to use arbitrary text.
Oh, wow, that's way complicated.
Yeah, and then you have to do text find and then replace by. I have it up right now. I can show it.
Yeah, let's do that.
And it's on an HTML element. Yeah, it's a bit complicated. I remember.
The paid one for like $25 is not complicated. It's very easy.
Yeah, so it's an HTML element, and this is where kind of the magic is happening. No, that's not it.
Oh, wow. I'm spending $25.
Yeah, you might as well, unless you're maybe try agency plan if you're not live.
I'm going to use it about a fair bit on this, so I think it's probably worth it.
I mean, honestly, I could even forward the email, and they kind of describe it. I can definitely do that for you. But
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
like it would take it didn't take me that long. I just kept bugging them about it, and they finally gave me the answer.
For
Hey,
which
honestly,
plugin, Thomas?
the guy just popped in and did it for me. I was like, all right. This one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the
Yeah,
reverse
that's the one I'm using now.
So I'll
they didn't give good instructions. I was like, guys, I wouldn't be bugging you if you guys had something to.
So the one that I use is Zero Codes, and it's like $25, and it is really simple. I'll show you the difference.
It is simple. I did see.
So we have this repeating group, right? And let's say we want to flip the order. So we want the SWOT analysis to come first here instead, but without changing the sort, right? Because that's essentially what we're doing. If I go to reverse repeating group here, just drop it on my page. It's going to want a repeating group ID. So come down here and say RG1 and come up here and say RG1. Direction right to left. I don't know if I need that or not. Bottom to top. So let's just see here. Do this. Did it flip it or no? Yep, it flipped it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll spend that money.
Yeah, right. That's how I felt about it. I was like, that's so much easier.
Yeah.
So cool.
Am I just being lazy? I think this is one where it's worth it.
I think so, because it's really clean. It's very simple to change, and there's I got it to work pretty nicely on an app about 8 months ago where I needed to do sort of a chat functionality, and it just made sense to have everything at the bottom instead of the top. And yeah, the other thing to keep in mind is not loading everything, right? So like loading the most recent, like sometimes it gets a little tricky logically because it's flipped, it's reversed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like showing 200 messages is probably plenty to show. So like,
Yeah.
or maybe less. You don't need to, because otherwise, if you're going to load everything, then it's going to take longer and longer to load. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. In messages, a message function like I was showing you before, have you ever had it where you can attach a file and then get that file to download if someone clicks on something?
Oh yeah. Do you want to show him? You share your screen, Thomas, again. Show him what we built. I'm so proud of what we built.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have a question about what you guys are doing.
Sure.
I do have a messaging system, and I kind of got on late, and I stepped away from the computer, so I didn't hear everything that Ben asked. What was the zero code plugin that you were using? What was that doing again now? Because
Got it. So what without the plugin operating, so if I just take this out here and I preview, you'll see that it flips. So the reverse repeating group changes the order in which things are displayed, which in horizontal repeating group, you're like, well, why don't you just sort it that way? Sorting it works, but the problem is with the chat functionality that we're used to, like in text messaging, the newest message will show up at the bottom, right? So the reverse repeating group allows you to load from the bottom up, right? So the newest ones at the bottom and the older ones are up at top. And then when you scroll down, instead of going down, you're actually going up. So if I
okay,
Like on Slack or something like that.
Right, but can I share my screen, because in my messaging system, my messages show up at the bottom. I used let me hold on. And maybe I'm so I want to go to my inbox just because we are on this subject and I want to make sure. So let me preview. I'm a previewing. Uh-oh. Okay, so like the newest message, yes, shows up at the bottom. So this is what you guys are trying to do, or this is what you're trying to correct, or like what would be different if I use that zero code plugin? I'm still a little confused.
So when you refresh the page, right where you are,
Okay. Oh.
or click into the other chat is fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Is that all in one screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Click into the other one. Okay. So you scroll down to the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then how did you do that?
Okay. So let me go back in. How did I do that? Let's go to workflow. This is how I think I'm doing it. When the page is loaded, current users conversation list is sorted by modified date. So based on the date that it was made, I think it'll scroll to, maybe not, hold on. When group conversation is clicked. I can, I actually have the video. I paid for something to help me, do it, and I have that saved on my computer. But oh, here it is. Scroll to entry. This is how I'm doing it.
Well, I mean,
and it scrolls to the last item. So that's what you're trying to do, right? I just wanted to make sure, because I knew there was a way to do it. That's why I was trying to make sure I wasn't confusing. So there's a way, Ben, if you want to, you can try it this way. It may not work, but I know it was working for me. But just use the scroll to entry. And you do have a repeating group, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I just use the repeating group and scroll through the list of whatever, in your last item. And that's how, I think when you put last item on, that's how it goes. It'll scroll to the last item.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you scroll, the difference is when you are scrolling down, you're scrolling down. And when you scroll up, you're scrolling up.
Right.
And in the reverse repeating group, when you scroll down, you go up.
Up.
Right. Which is more similar to like the chat functionality that the users will be used to, at least on mobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good to know, like that the difference. I want to know what the difference was. That's cool.
Yep. Okay. But look at that. She's got attachments. She's got pictures and file attachments. Yeah. That was your next question, right, Ben?
It was, yes, correct.
Yep.
Would you like me to show how I did it? Or
please.
Okay. Yeah. So basically I just used the what is it? The multi-file uploader here. Yep. And that's really all I did. And then hold on, let's go to here. So basically you just click to have it in here, and then in your messages, just make sure you have a repeating group inside the message so that the documents can show up so they can click it. Now, I would like to know, but this is later on down the road, if there's a way, you know how if you put a file into like Facebook Messenger or whatever, it'll show kind of like a preview picture. I don't know if that's possible in Bubble, but I was just going to wait till later to,
I think there are plugins for that. It's tricky though, because it's not an image, so I don't think it's native to Bubble. So I think there might be a plugin for that. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
There's one for Zero Code. I actually use it. It's an amazing plugin. It's drag and drop, but it is kind of expensive. I don't remember the exact pricing, but it might be like $30 to $50. It does show a preview there. You can do an upload automatically, or you can do an upload on a workflow. So that way it doesn't bog down your database. It shows a preview, but you can't like click the item and enlarge it. That would have to be a completely different workflow. And I haven't even figured out how to do that myself with it. But if you're just going for the aesthetic of it, it's a beautiful plugin.
Okay, what is it called again?
It is made by Zero Code. I think it's just called Uploader. Here, actually, I'm in my app right now, so let me just double check right now
But then, did I answer your question well enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I actually can't find it right now, but if you just looked up Uploader or Upload and Zero Code, you'll find it 100%.
Okay.
If I find it during this, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Awesome.
Is anyone else just waiting for the sales to start in November and just buy all the plugins?
I didn't even know there
Are
was.
the plugins going on sale?
I assume so. Well, doesn't Cyber Monday everything kind of go? Well, there's a lot going on sale. I've picked up so much stuff in the last couple
I
of
don't
years.
remember that from last year, but maybe they do. That would be cool. We were just talking about whether or not to run a sale for pro no coders or not, and I think we're like, no. I said we're still talking about it, but I said like I think we could discount the vault sometimes, but probably not office hours. So, but we'll see. Yeah, we all of you who are here, you got in under the wire. Adam, we launched Pro No Coders. We are officially Pro No Coders now. So I'm going through and changing everything over. But that's exciting. Thomas, do you want to show the chat functionality that we worked on? I just want to show it off one more time.
Sure.
This is the one we were talking about yesterday in office hours.
It's a bit broken. There should be
is it broken?
Yeah. And I haven't switched users, but essentially, you can exit out of these or close the chat and navigate anywhere.
Does it look familiar?
Yeah, looks like Facebook.
Like Facebook, right? That's what we were going for. So
Cool. I have to find these. You guys did this on
office hours. Yeah, I'll ask. Kim is here. Maybe Kim would know because I think we were already on YouTube at that point. Maybe Kim can find them.
I'll look for it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yesterday.
Kim, would you share that with me too when you find it?
Sure.
Thank you.
We'll put it in the show notes too for this episode. So,
did yesterday's office hours go on to YouTube?
It did not. I don't know why, but I got nervous all of a sudden and insecure because I'm doing office hours by myself again for a couple office hours. And so I talked to everybody and I was like, oh, we just won't go live today. And then in the middle, they were like, but we're not recording this. And I was like, oh man, that was a mistake. I won't do that again. So, sorry, Ben. But you know what we might do is we might do some more of those like informal just hangout sessions with members that are not specific office hours that are scheduled because it was kind of fun.
It was. I would also like to sometimes be able to talk about business ideas or user experience, stuff that isn't probably so interesting on a Facebook stream to people who are dedicated to learning a skill, but there's other aspects to app development. And
Right.
it'd be nice to chat about it with people who are on the same page.
Yeah.
Because my friends sure do not they have no idea. They don't know what I do. They don't understand. They're only
Yeah.
good for texting.
Got it.
That's all they do.
I don't even dare
All right.
talk to people about this stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tonya, I'm trying to get that upload to work, and it's just not working for me. I'm doing
Okay.
it that way.
Can we circle back to that in a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Jay, you're up.
I have an API that's functioning, but not exactly the way I want it to, and I'm not too clear on why. So let me show you. Okay, can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's see. So I'm trying to capture specific information. Well, where'd it go? Wait a minute. That last one didn't work. I don't know why. It's obviously I'm having some issues. But for instance, over here, like it's this transcript text. That's the transcript text. It's time for term limits, or yeah, testing again. That's one thing. And then status is another thing, but they're both coming through in the same box. So that's happening over here. Oh God, what happened? Could that be why it didn't? What happened? Uh-oh. That's not right. Okay, there it is. That might be why that last one didn't save properly, because something looks like it went wrong with Bubble. All right, so that's happening here. Transcription is a result of body. These are the only options. Returns an error, error body, error status message, error status. So I guess that this one probably should be error body. That makes sense. But then I'm left with this problem that it's still going to end up showing up like this. And I'm wondering if I have to write a regex, a regex, or however you pronounce it, or if there's a better way to do this.
Parsing through returns from an API is not my expertise.
Okay.
My guess is that go back to the workflow. Thing to change. So this is backend workflows is in. Okay, go into the workflow itself.
You mean where it starts?
No, yeah, no, go. You're on the right page. So stay there. Just click on that workflow. There you go. So it's a manual definition, but this is coming in. How are you getting this information?
The original, let me show you the original page. If I explain it, it'll be more confusing than just showing you. Something has gone wrong, and it's missing steps. There it is. Something went wrong. Okay. This is how it starts. They make a recording. It's uploaded. Some things happen, like the job name is saved, so the record's created. And then the record gets a job name. And then the transcription, it's sent to AWS for transcription. And then once that's completed, then the API workflow is scheduled. I didn't set up a webhook. It was like super confusing and it broke everything. So I'm just doing this. So it schedules the workflow. And
yeah, because that's where you do the part where it parses out all of that stuff.
Well, it just refers to the workflow, right? To the backend workflow,
right. But the webhook, like when you do the data request and it sends in and you initialize it, and that's where you're reconciling, saying, okay, for this key, this is the type of answer I'm going to get. And so that you won't see all of the coding part of it. You'll just see the text part of the transcription. right? So I'm sure that there's a way to do what you want to do. I don't know how to do what you want to do. We can bounce that idea off of Justin might know when he's on. I think he'll be here tomorrow. But like I would probably work on like I know you did. I know you didn't. It's not like you weren't trying to get the webhook to work. I was there when you were trying to get it to work. But that's the part that that's part of the work of the webhook initializing on the back end with Bubble is it gives you those key value pairs so that you don't get all of the gibberish in between, and which isn't really gibberish. It's
Right.
it's
Well,
useful. It's just not
this
useful
guy,
when you're
I
reading
need,
it.
I need to go back through it. It's a long tutorial, but I need to go back through it again because he does get the correct results. I don't know which one it is. He does get the correct results without using a webhook.
Okay.
So I know it's possible because he shows it right here. And he's doing the exact same thing Justin suggested, using the get as a back-end workflow and then having it retry if it returns an error. I'm not in love with that. There should be a webhook. It's the right way to do things.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes any way is better. Sometimes it's okay to have a not right way as long as it works.
We all do hacky things in our apps. We're not proud of it, but we do it.
Right. And I've done a ton of Googling and digging into AWS since yesterday, which is a lot of hours because you know how it is. When there's a little problem and you can't stop picking at it and then you dream about it and you wake up at like 5 a.m. and think, I got to fix that thing.
Yes.
It was one of those.
That's happened to me.
I know, it's all of us.
One time I had a dream about how to fix it, and then I came back. Well, I woke up and I was like, okay, I'll fix it in the morning. I know how to fix it. And then the next day I'm like, God, I forgot how to do it.
I know, right?
I've had dreams about repeating groups.
I have gotten all the way out of bed to go back to work because
Yes.
it's like that. So
It doesn't feel like work. I was at my
Right.
desk till midnight last night, and the only reason I stopped was because my dogs were super annoyed with me. So I haven't been able to find an answer to like how to, build it. I don't understand enough about AWS yet to make a webhook that works. So that's going to have to wait. But anyway, I don't know why this isn't working. When I do the initialize, which I can't do right now because once you've used a certain ID, once it's actually been transcribed, if I try to initialize this again, I'll get an internal server error.
Got it.
Which is a pain. So, and that shouldn't be like that. Now I got to initialize again. Damn it. What was I thinking? So, my point.
Undo works, I think.
What's that?
Like when you mess something up and it uninitializes, I think undo works to like make it go back to initialize.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, if it breaks, it breaks. It's broken so many times, but honestly, I've gotten further. This is a difficult transcript. I mean, I had to go into AWS and learn a whole lot. There was JavaScript, which I just cut and pasted. I don't know JavaScript, but considering how complicated this was compared to like when I tried messing around with Twilio, which was pretty much, I would say, the equivalent in terms of challenge level, this has gone so much more smoothly. I've just learned a lot since then, and having the help, is great because it's a little overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, it's overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? No, I think that's the trade-off that I made when I decided to become a product manager at AirDev, was I knew I was going to, like, my learning was going to slow way down. So I'm glad I've been doing office hours because that's what's kept me in bubble and actually bubbling. But I'm looking forward to getting back to bubbling some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask Justin if I haven't got an answer by the time I talk to him, because I'm going to wake up early and go through that tutorial again. So that'll be helpful.
Awesome. Let's see here. I think Brittany was here next. Is that true?
I'm not sure who.
All right. Well, do you have something for us this evening, Brittany?
Yes. So, let me share. No clue what that is. Okay, so I know I mentioned it right before we got off office hours yesterday, and I've been
Yes.
fiddling with it, and I've been so aggravated because I know it's possible, but I'm trying to set up a past payouts history. So I've done so much with this thing and it's not working. So I have a payout week thing saved in the database, and I'm trying to save it so that I can refer to it. So I had it working a couple of different ways, but it's not the way that I want it to work. So let me go in and see if I can show you what all of what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna run this person. Okay, so it's showing the week. Well, first things first, all of these are separate. I want them to be able to be calculated because they're going to be paid out on the same date. So I want it to all be calculated in one slot here. So it should say what 105 or whatever. Then I want this to have like
The
week.
range, the week
Yeah,
range. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have it as a reusable element because I'm probably going to use it on a different page. So right now it's just showing the week. I've been playing with it. I don't know. That's definitely not right. But in the back ends, when we create a payout is when I'm trying to actually create the payout week. I don't know if I actually need that since I created.
No, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yep.
So
So the payout week is going to be, and they're going to be paid what, the same week as it happens at the end of the week though?
Yes, on Fridays. That
Okay.
same week that range time that they're working to be that same week.
Got it. So the first thing is going to be the oh, thanks, Kim. Kim just posted the different YouTube episodes where we covered the chat stuff.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank
Yeah. So the payout week is going to be current date and time plus current date and time rounded down to week, and then range, and then current date and time. Oh, this is where we were having trouble at the end because it wasn't letting us
do an end date or start
do that. And current date and time, yeah, it's not letting us center. Delete current date and time. So the ranges always kill me. So I tell you what, why don't we separate it out? So instead of using payout week where we're storing it as range, let's do payout week start as a date field.
Okay.
And then we can round it down to the week, and then we can store the end as a different date field.
Okay. So have it payout week. Let's delete that one. Wait, let me try deleting the right one. Okay.
And you can restore deleted fields, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. How do you do that?
I'll show you in a sec.
Okay.
At the top where it says fields for type payouts, show deleted fields.
Oh,
and then
cool,
it gives you the option to restore.
Okay.
So then we can do the payout end.
Okay.
And then the payout start is going to be current date and time rounded down to week. And then the payout end will be current date and time plus 1 week or 7 days. And then rounded down to week. Now, you want your weeks starting on what? It's Friday to Friday?
No, I think it's Sunday to Friday.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're doing week, like if they're doing stuff over the weekend, right? Like if they get paid on Friday and they do stuff on Saturday, they get paid
Right.
for it on the next Friday, right?
Right.
Okay, so payout start would be current date and time rounded current date and time, because you want to go back to last Friday, right? And then you want to go to next
Mhm.
Friday, the next Friday.
Right. Because
So if I finish work on Thursday, I'm going to get paid for it tomorrow or the
yes.
next week.
No, I wanted to be able to where they get it on that Friday. So everything you do between the previous Friday and Thursday will be paid on that Friday.
Okay, so current date and time rounded down to day.
And that's for payout start.
Date and time rounded down to day. Yep. And then click more. Day. No, that's not gonna work. I know how to do this, but it's been so long since I've done it.
Yeah, we current. Okay. I want to start.
So we might have to do some hidden variables on the page so that we can calculate how many days since Friday it's been, right? So that we know what the current day is.
Okay.
And how and the difference between the current day to last Friday. So let's go to the we're in backend workflows. So go to the page where you scheduled this backend workflow.
Okay. Okay, I know where it is. I think. Okay, it's here.
It's there. Okay, so let's just make a new pop-up and call it hidden variables.
Okay. Did I pass it?
And then put a group in there. Not that big, because we're gonna end up having several groups in here maybe.
Okay.
So, and then make the type of content number. And the data source is going to be current date and time rounded down to day. And then I'm going to have to write some stuff down while I try to figure this out. So if I'm on, is Sunday 0, and then Monday is 1, 2, 3, 4, and Friday is 5. 6, 7. Okay, so I'm on see, what does that tell me? Like, how do I get back to that?
Minus.
Like, I'm trying to figure out the formula to go back to last Friday, right? Like, we have to figure out how to get back to the last Friday.
So wait.
Let me think through it. I might not be able to do it with people waiting. I don't know. If that makes any sense. I might be like, oh, I need to fiddle with it. Eventually, it's like a puzzle. You get it, and then it works, and then you're like, you're really proud of yourself. But there might also be ways of doing this with like formatting and everything. So I can also ask Eli. He's a wizard at that format as text stuff.
Okay.
So, but basically we just have to figure out how to get the last Friday. Like, what are we going to subtract from today to get to the last Friday?
Right.
So
gotcha.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yep. All right, Adam, you're up.
Thank you. And by the way, Brittany, I did find the plugin, so I just put it in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Okay, so I'm basically in the process of creating a social app, and I'm trying to figure out if there is some sort of cropping tool that essentially I want to have one frame. Like, I don't need like the fancy dynamic thing where people are like, they put their thumb on it or they put their mouse on it and they can like drag it and like do all that stuff. I kind of just want like one frame, and what they can drag is the photo within the set frame or the video within the set frame. Now, I know this is a lot more complicated with video, but first of all, are there any video cropping tools? I haven't really found any great ones. And second of all, is it possible to just create like a pre-cropped frame that you have to fit your photo into?
Okay. So the answer to your second one is yes, I've done it. And it's awesome. And I will try to find like the reference to that. So I was using Croppy Extended, but basically the idea was that the user would upload their picture and then they would be shown a preview of their picture with the cropped area, and then they could drag it around to select which portion of their picture they wanted in that cropped area.
They zoom in on the cropped picture.
Yeah, they have to, like, they're uploading, right? They're uploading the picture, and you want to make sure that it's fitting into a particular
it's literally
ratio.
Instagram. It's like how except the thing is with Instagram, they're a little dynamic, right? So if the first photo that you want to upload in, like, for example, a slide is a square, they're going to give you a square as a frame. This would just be like one standard size frame, but I would want the type of functionality where you can either scroll up or down to figure out what's in the crop, or like zoom in to be able to do that.
Let me see if this one works. I have to sign into a different bubble. Hang on a second.
Okay.
I just want to check and see if the example that I have still works. On. You guys are so quiet. It's going to take me a second. I'm looking for this thing. So if you want to chat, it's okay. Nope, nobody wants to chat. Okay.
Second question, when you find this, basically the second question is, how do you see if someone's viewed something like a notification or a message? And I feel like somebody in this room must have done that at this point.
Yeah, you're trying to view, well, are you trying to count the views, or you just want to know whether they've seen it?
Essentially, so like, you know how when you go onto any app, it's like Facebook says you have 10 notifications, then you click the notifications, and then
Right.
the number 10 goes away,
Right.
and the new ones are like highlighted differently, right?
Right. I have that set up in my, I can share and show you how I did it.
Sure. In the meantime, that'd be great.
Okay. So. Okay. Inbox. So basically, I think it showed up on this page. I'll show you. To load. So this, I have it here, and it's showing how many pending orders that person has, and I also have it under the messaging system. And this is what you're talking about, right? Like it'll show you how many messages you have, and then once you click it, it goes away because now you've read it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is. Let's go to the. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I have it as the parent group's conversations messages filtered, and this is showing the count. So basically it shows right now, if you just use that, that's just going to show you all of the messages that are in the that particular conversation. But in the workflow, I have do I have a workflow on this one? No, it's on the send button. So basically, once I create a new message, the message is going to be automatically saved as unread. So the person who sent the message is going to already read it, of course, because they sent it. I'm just showing how I have it set up. So you don't want, and you do it that way because you don't want the person who sent the message to also get a notification that they they have a unread message. Right. So once that is, I just made it changes to the user. Basically the user that the message was sent to will now have an unread message as a result of the created new message. So that's how I'm taking account of the unread messages. So basically when when you have the count, you're filtering my computer. You're filtering all of their unread messages by their unique ID. So the current user's unread unique ID, because each message has a unique ID to whatever is being said. And I got this, I think it may have been Zero Code where I got all of this information from. So if you want to, I think you can look that up too. But here, this is how I've done it. And if this is being recorded, you can probably go back and look at it. But I have that incorporated here and on the other page. But basically, you just have to filter it and make sure you're taking account of all of the unread messages in the workflow.
I did it a little different. I put the red, it's default no, and then but the field itself is in with the messages data type, as opposed to being on the user.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And that way it'll never be as long. Like if one user ends up with a gazillion, if they've been with you for 5 years and they're really active, that's going to be a lot of users in that list. That's going to be big.
And then how do you mark it as, what is the workflow to mark it as read?
Oh, once they click, okay, so hold on. I think it's on this.
So basically, it's like when this is clicked and there are
Right.
unread messages, all of them are read, right?
Right.
Okay.
So basically, let me see. No, that's not it. Hold on. Is this here? That's basically how it is when that group is clicked. So that's one issue that I'm having so I'll show you what I mean. When I'm going to the actual inbox, because I have it set up like that, when this box is clicked, it doesn't show the message right. You see what I mean? It's like empty here. So that's one issue that I'm having, because I have it set up as when this area is clicked, then the unread will be, it'll register as a read message. But because I have that condition or workflow set up like that, it doesn't load any messages on page load. So I was going to try to figure that out too, but I figured if it was making the count work, then that's all I was worrying about at the moment.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome.
So this is what I have, Adam. You come onto this page and you click and you go to upload, and it shows you a preview of your upload. And this preview is a set. I know you can't really tell necessarily because this one happens to fit in there perfectly, but this is actually a set aspect ratio. And you click here and it shows you can move up or down, and if it was bigger, like width, you can move it side to side to choose your exact cropped version. And then what we did in the app was we saved the original, but we also saved the cropped version, and then we showed the cropped version wherever we were showing the picture.
Got it. And is there any way to zoom in the crop or no?
In the crop itself, let's see.
So like someone doesn't have to have it pre-zoomed, you know? Interesting they gave you that, but they don't give you zoom. You know, it's like, well, at this point, we want to rotate it.
No,
Okay.
but you could do this, right? And then it changes what you do.
All right. And then does this work for video?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
For video, I know like YouTube kind of takes a couple frames. I don't even know what their algorithm for that is, but they take a couple frames of your video, but then they also allow you to upload your own. To like,
Yeah, I guess I'm not looking for images. I'm looking for, like, if you were scrolling on a feed, right? The video would automatically play and it would be like cropped to whatever the aspect ratio selected is. I mean, literally think of like reels, or think of like anything that's happening on social media right now. So like that's it. So if there's nothing like that, I guess I'm gonna have to try to get a custom plugin.
okay. We know somebody. We can, I don't know if you're not added into the Slack. I'll add you into the Slack if you want to just send me your or I have your email address in the app. So I'll just send an invitation, and then we actually have someone on our Slack who builds plugins custom. So I can put you in
Didn't
touch.
somebody talk about video, uploading video yesterday? Who was here? Someone was saying something about how they did that.
How they uploaded video to a particular aspect ratio, or how they
No,
and how they
something about,
cropped a video to a specific aspect
no,
ratio.
sorry, no, I don't think it was that. I think my memory's wrong. Never mind. Never
Okay.
mind.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. No, I was super proud of this because this was my concept that I did when the problem was when I scoped out the app, I just made the aspect ratio of the different pictures fit the design that I wanted for whatever page, but they were the same pictures being shown in different places in different aspect ratios, which meant it was really, really unpredictable what you would see. And so what we did is we ended up going back and accommodating the design to a specific aspect ratio of pictures, of image elements, and then forcing the forcing the picture to fit into that aspect ratio. So that way, no matter where the picture was being shown on the site, the user would know what it was going to look like. So
cool. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be really great if the frame, the aspect ratio frame stayed still, and the thing that moved was the photo or video inside of it. That's the ideal, but for what I'm looking for. But this is really cool too, because I mean, you're right, having different aspect ratios, it's like it's part of UI.
Yeah, like let's try it with this one. No, that's the same one. Oh, here it is. So yeah, so you mean to like be able to move the picture wherever you want it. And this one's just a little bit different because you can move the crop to wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just forces the crop to stay at the same aspect ratio.
I mean, if MVP, I think that this would work too. I guess I'm just like being particular.
Oh yeah, I mean, particular is how we get all kinds of innovation. To be perfectly honest, that's how we like the client was particular about wanting to be able to determine what the pictures were going to look like throughout his app, which is why I had to come up with this idea. So I actually think this is a lot nicer than what you get on like Facebook and Instagram, to be honest, because they don't give you the option to crop and everything after you uploaded the picture, which is why you upload a billion until you get it right. So
yeah.
And what are you using to do this that you're showing us?
This is Croppy Extended.
Oh, okay. We looked at this before and it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I need to pay for it.
Yeah, it's a little nicer than Croppy itself. Like
I think Croppy itself is crappy.
Not well.
It doesn't work well.
Croppy and Croppy Extended, the plugins are using Croppy. They're both using Croppy, right? It's just like this one is a better interface, I think. So.
And
awesome.
You said you created this?
I didn't. Our head designer at AirDev did. So what I did was I basically came up with the idea of, well, let's have them upload a picture and then force it into the aspect ratio, and then even if the pictures are different sizes on different pages, have them at least match aspect ratio. So that was my idea. And then I asked the designer how to get it done, and she's the one who got it done.
That's amazing. I mean, if you were comfortable, like, would you be comfortable if my question to the plugin developer that you mentioned would just be like, basically do this and just add video?
Yeah, that would be fine. I'd be okay with that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other questions this evening?
Nope.
Going once, going twice. Well, we are going to be back. Stay on for the after party if you want. But we're going to be back tomorrow live at 10 a.m. Pacific time for Office Hours episode number 143. My partner Justin will be here with us. And if you would like to sign up to come on for a complimentary session of Office Hours, please go to pronocoders.com. Let's show off the new site while we're at it. pronocoders.com. We just rebranded from CoCreative NoCode, and you can come on here, and I don't know what that's all about. We just talked about non-discounting, right? I got the cobbler shoes, right? Yeah, come sign up. Come join us. If you go ahead and sign up on the site, we don't have a way to sign up on the site anymore. Oh, well, email us, team@pronocoders.com. We'll get you credentials so you can come on for a complimentary session. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.